No, I mean, you can put pressure on Raghuram.
How do we know that he has not yielded to the pressure or he yielded to the pressure? How do we know? How do no? You can no.
One second, Shehzad. Will you let others make their points and come to you? Yeah.
He has put total professionalism. He has put total credibility of the institution. He has put question mark on the report that gets generated after the forensic investigation. So why and how do we believe that he did not succumb to the pressure at that point of time? What makes you believe that? So both are open question now, whether he succumbed or not succumbed.
Kavita Krishnan.
Yes. How do we believe that?
Let's agree here. 1 second. Let's agree. 1 second, Shehzad. Let's agree here. Let's agree. I think you will also agree. Let's agree here that his report said unnatural death. Okay. So it did not say clean chit, nothing happened. He said unnatural death, whatever reasons, drug overdose, drug poisoning, etc. I believe this is what the report said. Do we agree?
1 minute.
That's not right, Kavita.
No.
Shehzad.
Let me make my point.
It is autopsy sick.
Shehzad.
Nothing happened.
No, 1 second.
Shehzad, I didn't. I'm saying the autopsy report of AIIMS. That is what I wanted to complete.
No, 1 second. Shehzad, what you're doing tonight, I'm sorry to have to tell you like this. What you're doing tonight is that you're disturbing the program by constantly speaking over others.
But because you're not giving me a chance to put
no, but Shehzad, I'm
chance.
telling you, Shehzad, if you want to behave like that, don't be on the program.
You invited me to.
Yeah, I invited you not to interrupt others.
Perspective, and you want to carry on without putting full facts in the public domain. Then that's your choice of doing a debate.
Shehzad, I think it's just a minute. I'll tell you something.
If you have called me here, give me the patient hearing that I can put all these issues in perspective.
We have been hearing you constantly. Can I finish my point?
No, just a minute. Kavita, I'll just tell you this. I'm now telling you, and I'm saying this to you on your face.
Yeah.
If you want to speak over others, I'm giving you the option of walking off my show right now. If you are going to, yes, I'm saying this. I'm saying if you want to listen to others,
give me a chance to make
Shehzad,
when are you going to give me a chance to give me?
When I give you a chance, do not do this.
After all of them have made their points without knowing the facts, you want to go on and on, then have the debate without me.
I think you're overdoing it. I think you need to stop. And I'm telling you now, and I'm telling you both firmly. I am telling you firmly, and I'm telling you for the last time, and I'm telling you politely, Shehzad, that please understand, I want everyone's view to be heard,
including mine.
And you can come in when I let you in, because I will not let you be just an audio, wave over what Kavita Krishnan and others are saying. It's terrible manners. I will not allow it. Try it on some other channel. This is the news hour. Please now. Let Kavita come in. Kavita.
I just want to make the point that the AIIMS autopsy report did say unnatural death. I believe that is the case. And the CFSL laboratory, however, did not find, their viscera findings or whatever, did not confirm the drug overdose or whatever it is. Now, what are the... I am not a doctor. I'm not an investigator either. I do not know how to square these two things, and I'm not even saying that they can't be squared or whatever. All I'm saying is that we need an independent investigation to actually say, well, this report says this. The man who prepared that report says that today says I was under pressure. So there are two aspects here. One, which Vinod Mehta is saying perfectly rightly, for that we need an independent investigation to make out what exactly were the findings, were the right findings, how do we make out which the right findings were, A. B, but we do equally need an investigation into who was putting pressure and why emails were being written. That is an equally important issue. That is an equally important issue.
I want to pull out in this report why this is significant. We go on fact, not simply on the basis of endless rhetoric. The point here is I've marked out parts here. In this part on the preliminary submissions, he says that it is submitted, and I want viewers to see, it is submitted that the applicant, this is in this case Sudhir Gupta, was asked to prepare a tailor-made autopsy report, giving a clean sheet, irrespective of his professional conclusions, after conducting the autopsy of the late Sunanda Pushkar. You know how serious this is? Yeah. And it's not being put out by some... the applicant refused. 1 second. So he says, I didn't agree. It is submitted that the applicant had already formed his opinion on the said autopsy and the same could be produced before the Honorable Tribunal in a sealed cover if so directed. The then President of AIIMS, in connivance with the Director of AIIMS, therefore decided to illegally purge the seniority of the applicant, which means because he did not give in, right? Therefore, he was penalized for it by illegally promoting unfit respondent so he doesn't get promoted, somebody else get promoted. True copy of email dated 26/1 2014 of Shri Shashi Tharoor, husband of Sunanda Pushkar, admitting influencing director names for a tailor-made autopsy report is the next. Now, it doesn't really admit that he was influencing, but that mail does show that Shashi Tharoor was trying to help towards providing one particular medical explanation for why his wife died. Now, 1 minute, please. Just a minute. I want viewers to just see these facts here. In this page, it is said, it is submitted that because of the aforementioned reasons and the continuous political interference due to illegal influence of former president of AIIMS and the former minister and husband of Sunanda Pushkar, the repeated representations of applicant to the president, AIIMS, CVC, AIIMS Director have not been considered. So basically the man says that I was constantly penalized. In another part of this case, it is said here, it is further submitted that the autopsy report prepared by the applicant is not as per the dictates of the director, who had personally called the applicant and asked him to give a clean chit in the Sunanda Pushkar matter. My point is, the issue today, Vinod Mehta, is not whether it was tampered or not tampered. The issue is, was influence used?
Yes.
Can I please
And will the statement of the head of forensic of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences,
will you please give us
will
a chance
it
to put
simply
out
be disregarded?
Arnab, can you please
as worthless?
Can I please?
One minute. She died. 1 minute. She died. She died. No. You stay back and defend.
Arnab, no.
She died according to the report in unnatural circumstances. So it is clear that they tried to influence the team to say it was a natural death or it was a normal death, whatever, so that people who are responsible get scot-free. Yeah, let me. Otherwise, nobody will hear me if you interfere like that. So I think it's important that
before you are making the same points. Let me at least put
we are
out
not
something.
making the same points. We are saying it's very serious matter.
Again, now, Arnab, are you not going to give me a chance? Is that how this debate is going to function?
Don't
Then
play
please say
victim. It doesn't work.
No, for you want to set an agenda and only talk about that, then you talk about
there is no.
The question is,
Arnab, can I please make my points? No, this is patently unfair.
No, 1 second. First of all, this is the Newshour. You answer questions. You don't make your points. You listen to the question. No, you are not even listening, and I find that terrible, man. No, you have. You know what?
A woman
Please listen to the question.
Unnatural circumstances.
Madam,
Today, everybody has been told by this doctor that there was pressure to change the report. It's very, very serious matter. So
Thank you for agreeing with me. Make your point. Okay, we'll let him make his point, but keep it short. Yeah.
First of all, this entire charge of pressure being applied, is it serious? Of course it is serious. Nobody should apply pressure on a doctor conducting a post-mortem. That's absolutely agreeable. This entire thing, you're reading out from the allegations made by Dr. Gupta.
Yes.
These allegations and the entire allegation that he was being pressurized has been considered by AIIMS, the institution, and answered in a press conference today. Yes, Sabha, come on.
But AIIMS is under a cloud. But AIIMS is under a cloud.
Arnab, let me at least complete.
AIIMS is under a cloud.
At least let me have a minute. Come on. You have to be fair here, Arnab.
No, AIIMS is under a cloud.
You have to be fair. This can't go on like this.
You know what? You made your point here.
I have not made my point. I'm incomplete. I'm in the middle of my point.
Journalist, Arnab,
Yes, but
I'm not an investigator. Let me finish. I'm not an investigator. As a journalist, prima facie, what appears to me is clearly pressure was put by the administration of AIIMS. This guy put up with it, and finally he has decided to embarrass them. They have no choice but to deny this. Why would you really think anybody who's heading a department is going to cook up?
She was not a minister's wife.
Prima facie, as a journalist,
If she was not a minister's wife, then do you think this pressure would come from any corner?
He's not allowed me to say anything while shouting.
If she was not minister's wife, do you think this pressure?
So have you decided? I just want to know. Have you decided to keep shouting while others
Please, Shehzad, you know, this is no way to
I've been on the show hundreds of times and never
Instead
found
of
someone so disruptive.
shouting,
Why would you
shouting,
right?
Shehzad, please do not feel the immediate urge to make your point right here and then, and please
But
hear
you haven't.
others. You have dominated a large part of the debate, and
I
it's
haven't.
only fair that I
Unfortunately,
allow the others
I
to
haven't
have
been
their
able to
word
have my
in.
say despite
Shehzad,
the-
I have never seen these kind of manners on my show ever.
Well,
I must say this to you.
Well,
and the question
that's
here
very
is,
surprising,
and
Arnab,
if you
because
do-
you've had people who've gone on. No, this is not fair.
But you have to have respect for others' point of view.
I have
Lalita
respect,
Kumara
but I need to make
Mangalam.
a point,
Lalita
Arnab.
Kumara Mangalam has hardly spoken
Arnab,
here.
have you tell me, has AIIMS, yes or no, debunked these entire theories of the doctor, yes or no?
No, one second. I'll tell you one thing, Shehzad, a little piece of advice to you, Shehzad.
The CFSL
There is a bad habit. Don't get into the bad habit of repeating yourself.
The email exchanges that you're talking talking about have all been placed before the sub-magistrate inquiry, which is overseeing the Delhi police inquiry.
Oh God, again you're repeating yourself. No, so now, point made. Point made.
To have a probe. How is it any different from what your topic is that let's have a relook?
Okay, fine. I've heard you. Are you in love with your own voice? Respond to that.
Well, I feel that you feel
respond to that.
Look, Dr. Harsh Vardhan has made it very clear, and this is the BJP stand, that an accusation has been made. He has to look at it from both the medico-legal point of view before he rushes into saying there is going to be a probe or somebody is guilty or somebody is not guilty. You can't, when you're in government, you can't just jump to conclusions and shout like the way our friend from the Congress is doing. And this is not a political, this is not politically expedient for us. For God's sake, we have huge problems to solve in this country. One of them is, please let me finish.
Let her speak, Shehzad.
Did Harsh Vardhan not know the press
Shehzad,
conference
let her speak again. I'm telling you, what are you doing? Yeah.
But Mr. Tharoor already knew what would have happened. Look at this email, and you are talking about this email. He already knows that this, he already concludes that she had low blood pressure, all these reasons. Listen to this.
Please allow me to explain this.
This is Shashi Tharoor.
Dr. Shashi Tharoor said he is going to cooperate with
is
all.
Dr. Shashi Tharoor an MBBS doctor?
Yes, he already knew. He already knew what happened to her.
No, but
not acceptable.
So exactly.
So why don't you just pass on that piece of paper to me?
Influence is peddled by sending on-record emails? Is influence peddled by sending on-record emails?
I don't understand.
Are you seriously saying that?
Look at that.
Are you seriously imagining that this is the way it happens?
Secondly, very commonly today.
One second.
No.
If you think that in such a high-profile case, influence is going to be peddled by him using his official email ID.
Rajiv, I'm drawing this to attention of Dr. Mishra of AIIMS.
Please listen to her.
And I recall your fear that without regular hydration and salt intake, she could suffer from recurring episodes. He already knew episodes of dangerously low blood pressure. Clearly,
look at that.
This must have occurred since she was not eating or drinking properly for 2 or 3 days.
Now, please,
it is someone who's not a medical doctor already concludes.
Is that Shashi Tharoor's email?
It's okay. It's Rajiv Bassi.
No, Rajiv Bassi replies to him. This is Shashi Tharoor.
Arnab, there are 3 facts which you are missing. A, the final report of us, AIIMS was not manipulated. AIIMS under Dr. Harsh Vardhan itself has...
Doctor is saying I was manipulated.
No, he is...
Doctor is saying I was manipulated.
One at a time, please. And I'm going to Ashok Pandit now, who wants to make a point from outside. Ashok Pandit, don't speak over him. Ashok Pandit. Ashok, one at a time.
One very important character in this tragedy, whom we are trying to forget, who has played a very important role in this murder, is Meher, a Pakistani journalist who has played a very important role. An inquiry should be brought here for investigation. 1. Number 2, all other AIIMS doctors who are trying to oppose Gupta, is very natural because they had to save their skin. They have supported the pressures which had come in the hospital. So they also will be questioned. So line-wise, they all have to be brought and question and investigation has to be done. I again reiterate, Sunanda Pushkar cannot commit suicide. There were marks on her neck. So Shashi Tharoor cancelled his trip to Jaipur Film Fest 1 day earlier. He cancels it. Why does he cancel it? A question has to be asked to Mr. Shashi Tharoor. And Shashi Tharoor immediately should be arrested and investigation should be started. That is my point of view.
The point he makes is...
And if this is so evident to Ashok Pradhan, are you saying that Rajnath Singh as MHA is not able to see that police is manipulating the probe? Harsh Vardhan as Health Minister is not able to see AIIMS is manipulating the probe?
Regardless of what the toxicology...
that
poisoning, let me speak, that poisoning and drugs were not found in her body. What explains this revelation? Because my information is that the autopsy report found that there were 15 injury marks found on her upper body, and also Suresh Babu, a deep teeth bite on the edge of her left palm. You don't get teeth bites and injury marks on your upper body because of poisoning. And on top of it now there is a mail which Shashi Tharoor writes saying, I will pass this information to the director of AIIMS. This could be the reason why he died. Tell me, Suresh Babu, is Shashi Tharoor medically qualified?
No, that is not the question. See, question here is that Dr. Gupta.
Why is it not the question?
Its autopsy report has categorically says that the injury caused either external or internal injury never lead to a death. The autopsy report says that it may be, he is suspecting maybe due to some poisoning. Maybe due to some poisoning, that is the report. And
no, but whatever, how did the injury marks get caused? Please tell me. Do you know, has there been any explanation on the 15 injury marks on the upper body and a deep teeth bite?
Laboratory report says that it is not due to poison at all. So it can never be a murder. It can never be a homicide. It can either culpable or not culpable. It cannot be a lodgment. It can only be a death. That is what my legal knowledge persistently, consciously saying. Because this is now what we wanted to politicalize the situation. If anybody wants it to politicalize, let them politicalize it. But it is doing damage.
There is no 1 second. One minute. So, Mr. Suresh Babu, you will be aware that you speak to any journalist and they will tell you that the general information was, and I'm saying this with some responsibility, that she was about to do a press conference, she was going to speak to the media, right, Vinod Mehta? No, 1 second. Shehzad, a minute. I'm asking the question of Vinod Mehta and he has the right to answer. That there was buzz that she was going to do some press conference, she was going to come out with something. We don't know what that something was. We know that there were 15 injury marks on her body, there were deep teeth bites on her left palm, and she dies in mysterious circumstances. The head of forensics says there was political pressure put on me to doctor the report. And Shashi Tharoor is not just any man, he was a minister at that point of time. Vinod Mehta.
Shashi Tharoor's conduct needs to be taken into account and he needs to be put into the dock for the pressure that he put and everything else he did. But there is another issue. The other issue is that did Sunanda commit suicide due to overdose of drugs or did she commit murder? Now, we must also solve that problem. Now, so if that autopsy report now has become very controversial, and if that earlier autopsy report has been tampered or not tampered, etc., why don't we give that autopsy report to somebody else, independent person, and say, please give us a judgment on this?
There is no body to examine. There is no body to examine.
But the autopsy report is there.
That's what is under question.
But the autopsy report is under question.
That's what is under question. That was under pressure.
No, what's it? Kavita
whether you would agree, Ranjana. Yeah. I feel that the fact that the probe has gone on for 5 months and all these various threads are hanging there and they have not been brought together. We have not been told the cause of injury marks. Was it due to some mysterious disease, which is a rumor, which is a leak, as I said. Not a single... because they say, if you look at the leaked reports in the media, 1 second, if you look at as far as I know, I don't know whether any hospital or doctor has said this on record, that she had lupus or whatever, but I have seen leaked reports in the media saying there was a medical report found in her room that said that she was suffering from this mysterious disease called lupus, which does cause such injuries. Okay, it's an autoimmune disease. My point is that how do we get to the facts now? Clearly, the probe that is ongoing now is not enough, I would say. Because if the probe has not concluded, if it has not given closure now, then I would not trust it. I would say that you do need an independent probe. You do need a probe. Either it can be monitored by a court or it should be...
too many probes, Kavita.
I agree 100% with Kavita. I agree 100% with her.
But what we all agree, except Shehzad.
What do you think?
I am saying my opening remark.
Also the people, all the people have not been investigated.
My opening and final remark has been that should there be a complete thorough probe? You're calling it relook, somebody's calling it a probe, somebody's calling it further look. Yes, of course. Shashi Tharoor himself wants that so that some salacious and speculative issues that are coming up can be avoided.
It's an affidavit before the Central Administrative Tribunal.
Again,
I don't know what is salacious about it.
Again, enough.
It's a very serious matter.
From somebody's point of view, if he's...
1 second. There's no doubt that the lady spoke to enough people, that she was distressed distressed by his conduct, okay? I am not sure about the law, but there is also something called abetment to suicide.
Yes,
so he should have been, I'm not advocating, just let me finish.
But I have not finished.
Shehzad, a minute please, let her complete.
Shashi Tharoor lived from the moment he came back to India, and then he produced Sunanda, and we all knew her. I knew Sunanda, she was a very warm person, off and on, but they lived in the media limelight. He liked it, he liked to show off his wife. Then his wife goes to a 7-star hotel. He's sitting in the Congress convention in Delhi, where once again one saw him over there. His wife is talking to journalists, talking about how she's been maltreated by him. She's found dead the next day. The whole thing stank from the beginning to the end. The whole thing had a bad smell to it, and he got off lightly, given the way that he liked the spectacle. He liked the limelight. He showed her off in the limelight. And there was a lot of talk about IPL and all of this also. So the whole thing never added up. It left us all with many unanswered questions. There has been wild speculation. That's all.
Can I please have 30 seconds?
Because circumstances are created where women are driven to commit suicide. And if those circumstances are not investigated, and then you just cover it up by saying that, okay, it was overdose of a drug and it is unknown disease and all those issues, then you are certainly... Now, look, the whole debate is open now because of the doctor's statement. The whole debate is open because doctor is questioning.
Lalita, please.
I feel there must be one additional point made here. Yeah. We are only talking about justice to Shashi Tharoor. What about justice to Sunanda? If there was some wrong play, just because she is gone, it doesn't mean that we can't look for justice for her.
Let her speak.
No. Whatever, no, the family, that is the whole surprise.
I want to say this very emphatically today.
Family may keep quiet, but the state should not keep quiet on justice.
This is about a woman who was...
Family can keep quiet and may keep quiet.
The point is...
One second. Here are the facts.
The point is, today you say...
We don't know which facts are correct and which are not.
Today AIIMS says, it holds a press conference and it says this man is terrible. He's got a vested agenda. He's a plagiarist. He's this. He's that. Now that man. I'm asking you this question today.
Are you serious?
AIIMS today comes out and says all that against the head of forensics of AIIMS. Because they want to undermine his credibility.
Okay.
If they undermine his credibility, then all the allegations which he has against their system also don't have any credibility.
And
so AIIMS is an interested party in the matter.
Harsh Vardhan is playing along. Is Harsh Vardhan playing along?
Harsh Vardhan
is Harsh Vardhan playing along?
Sometimes you talk about the whole
ministry. Ladies, 1 minute. Ranjanaji, 1 minute. One second.
I want to say one funny line to Shehzad. The first person to praise Narendra
she has time for funny lines. I can't even make facts.
After the first congressman to heap praise on Narendra Modi was Shashi Tharoor. He knows that there is some trouble that he can land up in. And now you're trying to bring in poor Harsh Vardhan. I'm hardly somebody who's advocating.
Well, I want to play the pictures of Shashi Tharoor today. Shashi Tharoor, let's play the pictures. Shehzad, don't get impatient. Shashi Tharoor, you know what? Please, Shashi Tharoor runs away from the cameras. Shashi Tharoor is a Congress party spokesperson. He runs away from the cameras today.
As he said, he's running away from
today, all I see... One second, Shehzad.
But you're not listening to me, Arnab.
Shehzad, please now.
No, you haven't. You haven't let me make my point. Let me make my point.
Shehzad,
don't come to me in the debate after that.
I think
30 seconds without interruption.
I'm putting this matter on public record tonight. That I feel that the manner in which Shehzad Poonawalla is behaving is not right. And Shehzad, a piece of advice to you, don't get so impatient when others are speaking. Because if others get impatient when you are speaking, this does not work. You can have a debate.
Conducted this debate itself is questionable, because if you don't want to hear my points, then you should tell. Can I please make a point?
Mr. Poonawalla, can I tell you one thing?
No, you can't.
Please, Mr. Poonawalla.
I am not going to be threatened.
I'm telling you, walk out right now of the show if you're going to behave like that.
I'm not going to walk out here and you then accuse
please
Shashi
do
Tharoor.
that.
I will
because
tell you
I think you're behaving in a childish and immature manner on the Newshour tonight.
If you don't want to hear the facts and you want to go with your agenda, say that so.
Well, I think
say it so.
This is your version of the facts and your agenda.
My point is very clear.
I've told you
Are these emails not before the sub-magistrate? Are these emails not before the Delhi police?
Again, you're repeating the point.
How is it?
Shehzad, please keep quiet now. Don't you have any self-respect? Please.
But you don't have a sense of balance.
Shehzad, this is ridiculous.
But you need to give
I
a
have
chance.
never seen such ridiculous behavior from anyone. We have debates on the Newshour. Perhaps it's the first time that you've come. But if you think that participating in a debate is just speaking ad nauseum over others, it is not acceptable here. And please do not do that on my program. And please do not do that on my program.
You're not giving me 30
and
seconds.
And the images of Shashi Tharoor, and you've got enough time. The images of Shashi Tharoor is running away from the cameras here tonight. Now the questions are simply this: did he send an email? Is he a medically qualified doctor? Is that the right thing to do? When this investigation is opened up, can you dismiss this man as a person having a personal agenda? Can AIIMS take a final position on the matter? At the same time, why did the head of the forensics department not speak up earlier? Should he have said what he has said earlier? Is it too late in the day to bring those facts to light? By doing so, has the head of the forensic department himself put himself under question? Whatever the final result, and we are not here to stand in judgment on what has or has not happened. One thing is clear: there is more than meets the eye on how Sunanda Pushkar died. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.